Welcome to another Todd's
2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday.
Brought to you by the National RV Training Academy, the largest hands-on RV training academy in America. Hey, before we get to the video, which I know this is the reason why you're here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. That way you don't miss anything. Hit the subscribe button now. Thank you. Now, back to our Tech Tip Tuesday. Hey, this week, let's go ahead and talk about the top things you need to do in order to prepare your RV for the fall. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you, when you come to my classes here at the National RV Training Academy, that the spring and fall are the best times to do all the exterior work on your RV. Why? Because it's not so hot. The number one thing you need to do in order to prepare for your RV for the fall, whether you're staying in it or not, okay, things fall. And if your RV is under a tree or anything else, you're going to have falling limbs, falling leaves, all kinds of stuff. We need to get up there and give it a good cleaning. Now, I'm going to tell you soap and water, is a way to go ahead and clean that. Simple, green, something not harsh. I'll also tell you, don't use any type of scrubbing if you got a membrane roof. If it's rubber of any type, EPDM, TPO, do not scrub it. Okay, just a light mop, old school mop or something like that, or just soap and water, not even a high pressure hose. That's right there, that's getting all that sunlight and it's got UV damage and you're gonna get it chalking. And whatever you have on top is also gonna end on the side. So here's the thing, don't exfoliate your roof, right? You're just wearing down the years when you do that. Lightly, just soap and water, trying to get the stuff off. Maybe a light broom just to get the sticks and limbs and leaves off. And don't forget about your gutter rails. Call them J-rails on the side. Go ahead and clean those out. Now, when you get up on the roof, I'm gonna tell you put on knee pads. Take your shoes off, okay? I understand a lot of people, they may want their shoes on, but depending on the age of your roof, with that membrane, if you twist in shoes, you're gonna probably rip it, tear it, stretch it, one of those two. So knee pads, socks, even barefoot. I tend to go up there barefoot because you'd be surprised at how well my feet stick to that rubber membrane. Not that my feet are sticky in any way, because that does sound weird, but no, you see what I'm saying. But also hands and knees when you're up there, and wear knee pads because you don't want your knees all tore up. The second thing you need to do in order to prepare for the fall is go ahead and switch out the air in your tires, okay? What you need to go with is a ratio of 21% oxygen to 78% nitrogen. Get that 21% to 78% mixture in so you can get through the winter that's coming up. So go ahead and just switch out the air there. It's funny because I got my guys behind the camera writing this stuff down. Now, you know what I just said, but some of you don't. You're going to go look it up. Todd said 21% oxygen. Hey, that's just atmospheric air. Yeah. So you just want to make sure your air's full because, of course, as we get a little bit cooler in the seasons, you might see a little sagging or something like that. Let's go ahead and address now getting into that furnace, okay? I've always said you want to start and test your furnace before you get into the cold season. But before you do, find your furnace, get yourself a shop vac or something like that, and vacuum the heck out of that area around it. As soon as you turn it on, it's going to start sucking up all that dirt, dust, and everything else that's sitting around there. Remember, that air that's going through the furnace is actually coming from the inside of your RV. So clean around that and make sure it works before it gets cold. Now, if it doesn't work, that's where you go ahead and address it. You want to address it before you hit the cold season. Okay, and lastly, what I would recommend, if you're going into fall, then I know a lot of people will say, well, Todd, what about winterization? Well, I'm going to get to that in another episode because, of course, we're talking about fall RVing. Now, some of you go ahead and put it up in the fall because you really just go into winter. You call it fall, but it's winter. That's what you get for choosing to live up there. Okay, so I'm going to cover winterization on another. Actually, click down below, you'll find that we have that video. I'll do it again, right, and go over some updates with that. But here's the thing. Go ahead, this is a good time, fall, to look at your Suburban water heater. If you have a Suburban water heater, go ahead and look at that anode rod. Again, doing stuff outside while it's fall, not a bad idea to go ahead and do that. Check your anode rod, see if it needs to be replaced, kind of get prepped up for the fall and for the winter, okay? Now, some other things that you can go ahead and do while you're cleaning off the roof, as I already said, to go ahead and clean off the sides as well. Give it a good bath as you're going in there because you just want all of that dirt and grime and everything else that is falling down off and away. Finally, I would recommend, start assessing what you have on the inside. Do you have extra blankets? Do you have stuff to go ahead and, protect your water lines and everything else? Get your plan ready if you're going to go into the fall. Okay, simple stuff. It's the same stuff as you've done before. This is also a good time to get up there and clean out your coils, especially if you have a heat pump. Get those coils all cleaned on the air conditioner, so that way as you're going into the fall area, this is the time that you're going to be using that heat pump, so get those coils clean. Okay, simple tips to go ahead and keep you active and keep you going in the fall. And there's your deck tip. All right, before you get to the bloopers, which is why you're here in the first place, the RV industry needs thousands of RV technicians and inspectors, and now is the perfect time to do that. If you want to make more money or have more control over your time, go ahead and click the link below. Or if you just want to learn how to fix your own RV, got something for you there. Head over to rvtechcourse.com and get started today. Now for the reason that you're out there in the video. Roll the bloopers. So, the number one thing that you need to do in order to prepare, the number one thing you need to do in order to prepare, the number one thing you need to do in order to prepare for an RVing in the fall. Wow. Okay,